gardening analogy is a really simple way to you to understand what it needs to take in order to you to get your results. All right. So you need to imagine that you are kind of like a plant. All right. Sorry, that you are the gardener, and the plant is literally your results. See, so imagine that this is a little plant that is your results. You recently are achieving so amazing results. So now is your kind of like your task to make sure that it's going to keep growing and growing and achieving more results and keeping them as well. All right. So I want you to write down that your goal is a plant. All right. So that's how kind of like you will identify better as well, and that you are the gardener. So something that we need to make sure as well, guys, let me just go, is that you need to ask now yourself these questions. How capable are you to take care of your plant? Okay. So in other words, is how capable at the moment do you feel to take care of your results? Maybe you feel quite confident to you to keep those results because you feel capable of doing them. Maybe not. So the question here is also why. So if you're saying, yes, Amir, I feel pretty confident, pretty capable that I can keep those results. Okay, tell me why then. Okay, so I want you to write down, because also in our calls, we are gonna make sure also that you're on the right path. Okay, and then you can put in the chat box as well, what do you think about it? Like, do you feel quite confident? You can just put like the thumbs up if you feel quite confident, or maybe not, and it's totally fine either way, because here we are always on a path to learn. Okay, and it's totally fine if you are capable or not. And also, guys, is what do you need to learn in order to be a better gardener? Okay, so what do you need to learn in order to keep your results as well in the best way? Maybe it's that you need to learn more about nutrition. Maybe it's more about how to keep the consistency, how to be able to have more structure of your time, or maybe how to handle your emotions. Because also something that we need to understand, guys, is like, to keep your results, you need to be really good at managing your emotions. Because if your emotions are all over the place, then you're feeling happy and sad in the same day. You can just go for the wrong choices of food because you are feeling sad. So sometimes it's about understanding how can I manage this emotion, feeling that emotion, because all that we are is emotions at the end. Okay, human beings are emotions itself, but we need to understand how to manage them. But if you don't know, it's totally fine. That's an excellent way to you to grow as a human being as well. So if you don't know, I can help you out. Okay, because I've been in the same situation. I've been suffering from eating disorder, so I know how it feels to be controlled by food. All right. Perfect. So that's a really good one. So like, for example, that's a really good thing, and we can work on that. For example, if you feel identified with the same comment that I got in the chat box as well, like how to build resilience and dedication is about discipline. Okay. But also discipline sometimes sucks. It's not nice. It's not sexy as motivation. Motivation is quite sexy. It's like, okay, I want to be motivated. It's kind of like sounds really exciting. But the bad thing about motivation is like, it's going to last really little. All right. But if you set up a really good foundations, like if you put a proper ground and is fertile, this ground that you're going to put your plant, which is your results, it's going to be easier for you to make sure that this plant, these results is going to keep growing. So we are going to make sure of that as well. And we're gonna do another group call as well regards to how to keep the discipline, which is a really amazing topic as well. Okay. So perfect. Are you done regards to those two questions, guys? If you can just give me the thumbs up. And also, it would be lovely if I can see your beautiful faces, because at the moment I just got Nicole and Chantel. But if you just want to keep off the cameras, well, I totally understand. Or you can put a hat like me if your hair is all over the place like mine. All right. But we're going to go now to the next slide, because at the moment we are talking about the gardener, which is yourself. Okay. So at the moment, you are the gardener. You are the person that is in charge of your results. So that's really important as well. It's like taking responsibility that you are the one that needs to take care of the results. And it's totally fine. That doesn't mean that, oh my God, now I got so much pressure all over me. It's not about that. It's just being aware that you need to take responsibility. Now, your resource is the plan. Okay, so what I mean by that is like, why Now you need to ask yourself why your results are so important to you. So ask yourself, why is so important to keep those results alive? Maybe it's because it's making me feel more sexy than I used to be. It's making me feel more confident. It's making me feel more stronger. It's making me feel like I can lead my teamwork better. That I can have a better relationship with my husband, with my wife. That I'm feeling more happier. That my family feels me. That I am more happier, and that I can put that energy as well out to them, and I can be an inspiration to them. I can be an example for them. So the more personalized and in detail you go regards to it, the more you're gonna keep those results. But if you're just going general, I know because I just want to be healthy, because I just want to be slim, that's what everyone wants. And if everyone wants this, everyone won't be suffering from obesity and health problems. But we all want to be healthy. We all want to have more money. We all have to have many things, but we just want it, but because it's general. But if you go specific of why you want to be that person or why you want to keep those results are going to be there. All right. And also, you need to ask yourself, are you happy with your results at the moment? Like so far, those results that you achieve, are you happy? Like, for example, you've been getting down to 5 kilos down, or maybe 10 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 15 centimeters down. Are you happy with them? If you're happy, why? And if you're not happy as well, what is missing? So ask yourself that. Okay. Are you happy with them? Yes. Why? And if you're not happy with them as well, why? Okay. So we are at the moment working on the subconscious mind, but also the rational mind. So we are working with those two part of our brains as well. Okay. That's what we are doing today. Tell me, guys, if I'm going too fast regards to the explanation. Yep, I am very happy. Perfect. For example, Leila is very happy. So if you're very happy with the results, you need to ask yourself as well why. Okay, trying to go on as specific as you can. And Leila, I know that you're doing your cardio in the same time, but trying to use your notes, okay, on your phone, trying to put that into like you can see it as well. Because if we can just think about it here on our mind, then it's gonna disappear as many things. But if you write it down, if you text on your notes, it's gonna be there. All right. So Emily, Lady, who else we got here? Judah and Mr. iPhone. I don't know who is iPhone. If you can just, I think it is G. So if you can just let me know if you can hear me, that would be awesome. I just at least on the chat box, if you can just tell me, Amir, everything is fine, because I don't want you to miss out with the other tools as well that is quite powerful. All right. So if you can just
I can hear you, but I'm like also cooking, so I'm not gonna like contribute that much.
Perfect. Don't worry. Save me some food for me as well. The gym, that's the place that I want my food for you. All right. So perfect. So yes, Jude as well is listening, Lady as well. Perfect. Amazing. 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 So now let's go to the third part. Okay. So the third part is about the water. Okay. If you are into gardening, which I am not, but I've been researching about it, water is a really important part to keep alive the plants, right? And for us, the water is going to be the routine and also planning the next goals ahead. So, I don't know, I'm going to put another example as well. Like, for example, boxers that they achieve a championship, or even the football, once they are in the finals and they win the championship or whatever, okay, after that rush of like emotions of achieving the desired goal, once they achieve that, some people become depressed, or they don't want to achieve anymore because they achieve what they've been looking for. But as soon as you are kind of like in the middle or almost achieving the goal that you want, you need to start thinking what is next, because as human beings, we really like to always trying to achieve more and more. So by us adding water, which is the routine and also the next goals, that's how we are going to keep alive the plan. That's how we are going to keep alive the motivation, the consistency, the discipline, because it's something else that we're looking for. Makes sense? So that's what we need to do. So at the moment, I want to ask you something, all right? So it's, how confident do you feel with your current routine and also with the next goals that you are planning to do? So are you confident with them or not? So that's a really good question as well that I want to ask you today. It's like, okay, at the moment, my routine, which is drinking 2 liters of water, maybe going to the gym 3 times a week, or doing my morning walks, or making sure that I'm doing my 5 minutes stretch, is quite all right. I think that it's quite like a nice amount of water that I need to keep my plant alive. Fantastico. Do you see that? That's a really good. So you are happy with it. But also, how about my next goals? Maybe I wanna go to tone down more my belly, or I wanna go for 5 centimeters more down on my waistline, or maybe wanna build 2 kilos of muscle mass. Are they realistic at the moment? Are they achievable? Are they adaptable? Are they flexible? And what make you think that they will be that way? So ask yourself at the moment, is that your routine? Can you keep in the long term? Or is something unrealistic? What will happen if you move out of to a different country, or if you change your job, or if a problem or something difficult, a hard situation comes into your life? Can you keep the same routine? Is going to be adaptable to routine or the next goals? So all this type of thing, if we think ahead, that's how your plan is going to be alive. That's how your results are going to keep alive. Because in this year, I got 3 massive problems, personal problems that literally, if I were 5 years ago, literally, I think I will come back to have eating disorders. I will have to have anxiety, depression, and probably I will come back to alcohol, because I was used to have alcohol problems since I was 14 years old. So it's many things that you don't know about me that probably might surprise you. But those 3 problems, I think that they will check me a lot. But because I'm really strong regards to my routine, to my discipline at the moment, that they didn't shake me. Those problems, it was there. It was really hard problems that now thinking about it, I think, how do you manage to do that? And it was writing down those slides to you guys as well. So you need to make sure that, and you need to ask yourself, is my routine in the hardest times of my life, can I keep doing them or not? And if you say not, it's totally fine, because that's when we need to make adjustments, and then we can just work in more details. Okay? But you need to ask yourself, that is really important, guys. See? And then I can give another group call regards to who used to be Emir before being a fitness coach. That would be quite interesting. It would be quite surprising for you, I think, guys. But that's something as well that I haven't been saying that much, but it will be quite interesting. Yeah, just to give you a point of view that everything is possible. Nothing is difficult. It's just more problems, better your life is going to be as well in the future, because you just become more resilient. So if you want to be more resilient, that can be answering your question as well, Nicole. If you want to be more resilient, you need to welcome more problems into your life. The more problems you got, the more stronger you're going to be, because we are not used to have problems in our life. We are used to just to aim to have this Disneyland world, like everything is happiness and everything is good. But that's how we are not built. You know, we are built to be strong through problems and through difficulties. But we just need to know how to overcome them. We need to know how to fight them. Thinking out of the box. Yeah. Anyway, so now let's go to the next one, which is the roots. Aha. Okay. So if your plant needs to be stronger, the roots underground, you know, needs to be really strong, like super strong. Nothing can move the roots. And if you see, for example, if you go to the park, you know, to the forest, and you see those massive trees, you know, they sometimes, if you see, they are not just one straight, they are sometimes in different ways, and they are massive. And it can come the winter, it can come the summer, autumn, any season, and they're still there. The roots always will still there, and it's really strong. You cannot move the roots that easy. So something that I want you to think about or do is about write down 5 reasons of why it's important to you to keep those results as well. All right, like what is so important to you to keep that roots alive, which is your why. Okay, so I just want you to reinforce them, which is quite similar to why it's important to keep your results, but your why as well is about, like, I don't want to come back to have eating disorders, for example. To me, why, Emir? Because I used to isolate myself. I used to have anxiety every time that I was going to a restaurant, you know, and then you're kind of like thinking about it. Why is so important your why to you? So trying to think about at least one to two, because sometimes, you know, to get to that reflection is quite like, it's quite deep, Emir. You're making me think 7 p.m. after work. Come on. But it's for your own good, guys. All right. And then if you can just use the chat box when you have done the 1 to 2 reasons of your why, that would be awesome. So then we can just move on. So yes, I was recording here. So today we are talking about how to maintain your results in the mindset group call, guys. Perfect. Excelente. Lexi on the chat box. Aha, lovely. So, okay, like for example, imagine that you want to keep the positive mindset, all right? Like in that particular case, that's quite like general. So now you kind of like need to narrow down regards to why is important to you to keep a positive mindset to you only. Because that's the same thing as saying, I want to lose body fat, but then losing body fat for me might be keeping 10% of body fat levels, but maybe for you it might be 17%. And then for Chantel, it might be 15, and then for Leila, it might be 20. So trying to make it as specific as yours regards to why it's so important to you. So then it can be more stronger to you to keep that resilience and the purpose as well. All right. So now let's go to the next one. The next tool is the birds, the squirrels, and the butterflies. So to make these three quite nicely, we need to have that kind of like a scenario, right? So that you go to the forest, for example, to the park, and then you see that beautiful tree, which is your result, all right? But with all these kind of like little details, right? So to make that happen, you need to choose the inspiration rights. Okay, so that tool is really important, guys, because if you're not using that tool, your results as well is going to be really hard to maintain. And how you're going to choose that inspiration is by making sure how you can make better your environment, the media. And with the media, I'm telling you about social media, I'm telling you about TV, I'm telling you about newspaper, I'm telling you about the radio, your music. So if you're listening to sad music, what will be the outcome of you listening to it? You will feel sad. So if you are doing like, for example, if you're creating a gym playlist workout and you're making sure that you're playing them when you wake up, you have to remember that then you need to go to the gym later in the afternoon. You will set up your mind to do that, and you're creating a habit. So how can you make your environment better as well? It's like, how can I make my home, my house, my room, if you're living even in a sharing room, how you can make your room more empowering to you? Maybe you can put motivational cards around. Maybe you can put your goal. Maybe you wanna put like a person that you wanna be at least as a reference. How can you make your environment more powerful to you? You know, maybe you can put some plans. Maybe you can put a brighter light that then you can use in the morning to just say, wow, I feel alive. I feel that I want to live life. But if your room is just a room without any inspiration to you, then it will be hard to you, right? So you need to use every single thing, because if you realize all the problems that we got in society is used by inspiring us by all the media and everything that we see around, is because governments and things like that, they are putting those ideas unconsciously to us. So why we don't do the same to empower us personally, right? And also the people around you, sometimes it's gonna be family or friends that you cannot move them, that you love them in some way, but sometimes they might not help you achieve your goals. But also remember that you got the choice to decide how much time you want to spend with them. Makes sense? So for example, in my case, I got friends that they love to dance and they love to go on parties. So I won't keep texting them every day. I will just text them on a Saturday or on a Sunday. But I won't be texting them every day, because otherwise I will be out of my track to join their journey. And we all have our individual journey, personal journey. Otherwise, then you will feel sad and then unfulfilled, because then you are not doing what is really right to you. Make sense? So just trying to make sure as well how you are using the people around to inspire you, or you can inspire them as well. So if you're doing the same thing with them, like for example, every time that you're meeting your friends, or every time that you are going to a place, you are just choosing to go to a restaurant, maybe you can just go to a different restaurant that is a bit more far, but then you go walking with them. Or maybe to the bar, to the usual bar, just go walking instead of taking the car. Example, I know it's gonna be cold, and it's gonna be different things, but just trying to be proactive regards to how you can inspire them to be more active, or just think and feel in a different way as well. All right, that's regards to using inspiration. So something that I want you to do regards to this is like write down at least one little thing that you're gonna do from tomorrow, or from even if today, if you can, that is gonna empower you to be more inspired. So maybe you can do something about your environment, maybe you can do something about the media, maybe you can do something about your friends or the people around you, that maybe you can inspire them in some way, or you can, or they can inspire you in some way as well by maybe asking them something. So what it can be one little thing that you can do in order to improve that. Okay, so just write down one thing. And remember, guys, trying to take this time to write down what I'm telling you, because otherwise, then you are just, first of all, wasting your time, and then the second one is you are losing an opportunity to, for once for all, being able to keep the results that you've been working so hard. Okay, so just trying to take this time to just really think deeply about all the things that you can put into action. See? So now let's go to the next one, and it's about preparing for the winter. Aha. In summertime, it's easy to move. It's easy to do things. You wake up earlier, and then you go bed late, and it's nice, and I love it, because it's just the sun waking you up. It's the sun giving you that energy, and it's lovely. But we're in Bristol, so we are in England, and we love Bristol, especially I love Bristol, but Bristol doesn't have the blessed summer time all year. Okay, so we need to be proactive. How you are going to be proactive regards to the winter? So you can either be this tree, the white tree, which is kind of like no leaves, it's like really like, okay, it's not fancy tree, or you can be the beautiful Christmas tree, with a bit of snow, but you're still having like, all the leaves and everything. So which one you want to be, guys? Put in the chat box which one you want to be. So just put on the chat box which tree you want to be, okay? Either if it's the white tree or the Christmas tree, all right? Maybe you fancy to be the white tree, and that's okay. You can be that too, all right? And then also, guys, now that you're gonna receive what are your thoughts about it, is like the secret is about forecasting, okay, the repetitive mistakes. So it's not about just even the season, because winter, summertime is gonna be there anyway, okay? And you might feel that kind of like low energy, low kind of like motivation, and it's totally fine, okay? Because yes, it's just the change of the weather, and sometimes that's gonna take into account as well, and we need to consider that. But what I'm taking you about is like, okay, so if you know that every winter you go the same problems, and you know that for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years, I want you to write down what is the repetitive mistakes that you have once you achieve your goals, or once is winter time, or once is Christmas, or once you go on holidays, or once you get a partner, or once you are in a relationship. Because sometimes when we are in a relationship, we kind of like easy off a bit the game, and when you are single, it's kind of like, okay, you do your nails, you do your hair, you do this, you do that. Or maybe for the boys, you go to the gym more, or maybe you want to get more muscle, but then when you go the girlfriend or the wife, then you're kind of like easy off a bit the game. So trying to think about what is the repetitive mistake, not just for winter, for holidays, for Christmas, for New Year, when is your birthday, if it's any other birthday, any other events. So just trying to write down that one up as well, okay? So we all want the Christmas tree. So lady, the Christmas tree, you the Christmas tree as well. This you see, so we all want to be the Christmas tree. I want to be the Christmas tree. I love the Christmas tree. Okay, so trying to write down that one. Okay, trying to just think about, we're not rushing here. We just want to create that kind of like reflection. What are my repetitive mistakes? Like for example, a repetitive mistake that I used to have, it was during Christmas, I used to just starve myself and not have breakfast or lunch. So then at dinner time, I can just eat everything I could until I was like, okay, I think I'm so full that I cannot eat more. But that was a repetitive mistake because then I was having indigestion. I was not enjoying the time with my family or friends because I was focusing just on food that time and alcohol. When you can have both, you can enjoy the family and the friends, but also you can have your wine, your beer, your drinks, but also a bit of food as well. But it's not the priority only. Makes sense? And it's because you are setting yourself up for that. Also, something that I want you to ask yourself as well is like, how can you improve this? Maybe you can improve them by, and I want you to be proactive. Remember, because me as a coach is not just giving you the solutions, it's you coming with the solutions and me helping you out to getting them better. All right, so trying to think about, so based on the repetitive mistakes that you got, how can you improve them up? So like, for example, if in my case, I used to not eat breakfast and lunch so then I can have as much food as possible in dinner time, in dinner Christmas time, then maybe what I can improve is like having breakfast and lunch. So then I can still having dinner, but then I won't be like super, super mega hungry. All right. And then you need to ask yourself, what do you need to learn in order to improve those repetitive mistakes? Maybe you need to learn more about how to have a better relationship with food, or maybe challenging your belief regards to nutrition, regards to fitness, because sometimes we got the beliefs of carbohydrates are bad, or fats are bad, or protein is bad, or protein is going to build too much muscle that I don't want to be muscly, you know, or carbs is making you fat, or fat is making you fat, or Christmas time, it needs to be, or it has to be, or must to be a free day because it's Christmas, and in Christmas I need to get super drunk and I need to just forget about that it's a next day after. Maybe it's a limited belief, and then you can say, okay, you can get drunk as well in Christmas, but remember that you go the next day as well, and you can drink as well the next day if you want. And then also on the 27th, on the 28th, like you got 365 days to you to enjoy alcohol in moderation. You don't need to have just one day to just get like crazy and just get super drunk. But maybe you want, but maybe it's just a limited belief that you just heard from your grandma or your parents, and you can do it different. You are not them. You are you. You are a unique person with, you can do your choices and you are responsible for what you want. So maybe you got beliefs that is not yours, is from somebody else, and you can challenge them up. And with my guidance, I can guide you to be unique and authentic. See? So that's a really good question as well. And then this is the secret. Okay, so this is the secret, guys. If you want to have this beautiful tree, okay, that one used to be a plant and now it's a beautiful tree, which is going to be your results. So I think like I will consider myself, and I consider myself a great coach, but I think like I will be really proud of every single result that I'm achieving with you guys if I can see you in 10 years time by looking even better than I left here. That would be a really good proud behind my back. Like I would say, okay, I teach this person well, because it's not just about you learning training, it's not just about your nutrition, it's about also how to maintain them. It's about when many people that win the lottery, they win 200 million pounds, for example, or 200 million pounds or whatever, and they being by research and statistics that those type of people that they win this type of lottery or money, they lose them in a month time or even in less time because they don't know how to keep that money. So it's the same with your results. Sometimes you just need to learn as well how to keep your results. It's easier sometimes. I mean, like it's a bit difficult to keep your results rather than to get your results sometimes. I'm not putting off your hard work, but sometimes it's also creating that. So the secret, guys, just to summarize everything, is about awareness. That is the key to maintain and to get more results. The more aware you are, regards to how you work, regards to your training, to your nutrition, to your habits, to your communication, to you to be able to challenge your limited beliefs and to be authentic to you and to be able to work as a team. Like, Emir, I'm having this difficulty. Perfect. You know, but sometimes we just keep to ourselves, and then you're having this mental battle and trying to fix yourself up, and then you forget that I go here, that I am here for you. Okay, so that's also really important. When I got a problem, I got my coach that will help me out. I don't need to face a problem just alone. When you got someone that you can help you out and that want the best. So that's the gardener secret. That's the gardener analogy. So I didn't want to just bring you like the boring stuff. Hope you like this kind of like analogy. I've been thinking in a different way to bring you that, and hope that helps. All right, champions. I've been trying as well to do it quite like in a short span of time as well, because I know that you've been working all day and you got many things to do. But I really appreciate as well that you are taking the time. And also remember, guys, okay, remember that that if you got any topics that you want me to talk, let me know, because this topic, it was created by the inspiration of Leila. So Leila told me, Emir, can you please let me know if you can do this topic, because Leila's well been achieving amazing results, okay, saying like all of you guys, and she was saying like, Emir, I'm quite scared, to be honest, and I won't be able to keep my results. How can I do that? So it was an inspiration as well because of it. So if you got any questions that you think is going to benefit all of us, let me know. You can put in the group, or you can just text me in private, all right? But that's the thing, guys. So now if we can just take a picture, if you can just activate your camera for a bit. Emily, if you are cooking, you can just show us what you're cooking. Last time Emily was cooking a paella, which it was quite nice though. But I don't know. And G is preparing himself to do a leg workout. Right, G? So who is iPhone? I don't know who is iPhone. Judah, put your camera. Okay, perfect. So we got Emily, probably she's cooking, and I don't know who is iPhone, but well, we are gonna take like that. I think it's quite cool. So get ready, guys, for the picture. 3, 2, 1. Bam, perfect. Lovely jubbly. Amazing, guys. Okay, bless you. Hope I can see you on Sunday as well. Remember, we got the Christmas gathering, and if you cannot make it, I will see you around anyway. But yes, have a lovely time. And if you need anything, please do let me know that I'm here to support you the best way possible, because it's lovely to have more results, right? So let's go for more. See? Ciao. Have a lovely day, okay, guys?